When you're getting free houses off the MLS, with real estate agents involved even, you know something's up. The market is presenting opportunities that remind me of when I got started, when I barely had 2 nickels to rub together. You know, if I were to buy, sell, hold real estate, I had no other option than to use creative financing. And it's the only way that I've operated since. And I'm taking advantage of what the market is doing to add more to my portfolio. Here, check this out. I got this house for free. Now, it doesn't look like much, and it certainly needs some work, but it's a nice neighborhood, and the market comparables have its after repair value at $175,000. Kind of hard to believe that when you're looking at it, but that is what's so. The most recent sales have it conservatively at $150,000, but I did my numbers at $130,000 to compensate for the direction that the market seems to be moving. You know, for fix and flips right now, you shouldn't be going into them with best case scenario thinking. So this is just a 1-bedroom, it's almost a studio house, and this is something I wouldn't normally purchase, but a few things had me reconsider this one. First, it was free and it's in a decent area. And I'll play the live call for you in a minute of how I got it for free. Second thing is I used to be of the mindset I was just about 3-bedroom and 2-bath houses because that's where the most demand is, whether you're renting or flipping property. That's just kind of investing 101. But I met a guy a few years ago. He was about 90 years old. He was getting out of the business and he'd made his fortune on 1-bedroom houses. And I was like, how is this so? And he went on to explain that he would attract an older clientele, typically senior citizens, and he really liked that type of tenant because they almost never called him. You know, they didn't have the normal complaints that your younger tenants would have, and they just wanted to be left alone. And they would stay for a really long time if that wasn't like their last resting place. And I remember that conversation ever since, and it's completely transformed my thinking about 1-bedroom properties. Now, the third thing is what the most recent data is showing. It's showing that small little properties like this, their rents are increasing faster than anything else. And much of it is due to the rising affordability issues on the sales side of the market. And the big impact on rent regarding the multi-bedroom properties, that's kind of already seen its massive appreciation. We're seeing that cool off right now. But it turns out that people still need a place to live. And if they can't afford to buy, and the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom properties have already exceeded their budget, then this is what they're looking at. And so everyone is rushing to these little properties, and now these are appreciating really fast too. So the market, or the overall economy, it's rather unique and for many reasons, of which I've covered extensively here recently, but it's gonna require some unique thinking to navigate this thing. Doing normal, that's risky right now. And I just gave a talk to a group of real estate investors about what we're all facing. And I shared with them a new report that I just wrapped up that every worried, concerned American investor should read before doing their next deal. And I had no idea that just chapter 1 would have such an impact on the group, but it did. And if you'd like a copy, I'd be happy to give it to you. I made it really easy for you. I uploaded it over at epicfreedombook.com. And for your convenience, I'll go ahead and I'll put a link in the description too. So I found this deal on this new service that I'm working with. And I'm really just kind of tinkering with it. And I'm bringing a group of my private clients along for the journey. And we are meeting a couple days a week, and we're doing deals together. And this one, it happened to be the first one. I mean, we had 6 offers accepted within the first 30 days, but this was the first one. And that service, by the way, is Privy, Privy. And if you'd like to check it out, you can go to epicprivy.com, use that link, and they'll give you some special attention because they'll know that you actually came from here. And if you want to stick around at the end, I'll explain how I'm using it and why I'm kind of excited about it. But when I found this property, I called up the listing agent and I told them that I wanted to make an offer and that I didn't have representation, and I asked him to represent me, and so he did. And the property was listed at $71,000. And based on the comps, it seemed like a great deal as is. So I gave the seller what they're asking for. I gave them $71,000 and the agent submitted the offer. And then just a few hours later, it was accepted. So now that I had an accepted offer, it was time to begin my due diligence. And I did some really kind of quick surface due diligence first, and I had to call the agent back right away. And at this time, I happened to be in session with my private clients, and so I had the recording going because I post the recording so they can refer back to them later. So I'm really glad that I had the recorder going so I can play this back for you so you can listen in on how this all went down. Hey Joe, it's Matt. How are you?
Hey Matt, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Done some preliminary due diligence here before I have the actual inspector go out, and I just wanted to run something by you.
Sure.
I had my guy go in, the contractor go in and look, and he gave me his bid, and then I got a buddy there that's an appraiser, and he just kind of did a quick and dirty appraisal, not an official one.
Absolutely.
And so I got that preliminary stuff down. I just kind of want to get that kind of information before I spend any money on the inspection. Yeah. And then also wanted to run it by you that I'm about almost to the exact dollar, $10,000 off.
$10,000 off the initial.
Yeah, the price. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. On this one, I don't think we can carry that, mostly because that's about what the owner owes.
Got it. He has debt on this.
He's not going to sell for a loss. I think we're probably in and around. So we're at 71, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to say he owns it for 60 to 61 once everything's settled.
Yeah, that's the magic number, actually.
Not even the magic number. I mean, the guy's not going to sell it for a loss or a break even. So it's just one of those situations where we're kind of stuck with what he owes on the property.
Understood.
And understandably, you have to turn a profit and or resale it or whatever to make money.
Right. No, I meant that was the magic number for me, by the way. It's like, then it would make sense.
Which I get. I mean, in this particular case, this guy's pretty not strapped. I mean, he can hold on to it.
Okay.
Won't he's not going to walk away with a profit. But then we have to pay commissions. So
for sure. That's
where this gets a little trickier because we have to at least build in. I think we built in like $3,000 of commissions for both sides of the equation, which is, not it's nothing.
Right.
We're doing it for bare bones.
For sure.
So that's kind of where we're at on it as well.
Would he be able to carry?
What's that?
Would he be able to let me take over and I'll take subject to his loan?
It's something we could discuss, but I don't believe he was open to it originally when our investment group approached him on either. Got it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It's something I'll ask for you.
Okay. Do you know what his payments are on that?
Payments, I don't know, because my guy is the investor agent. He deals with all that up front and basically just kind of hands me the notes on like, hey, here's what we got to sell. Here's what we want to sell it for. Go find us a buyer.
Okay.
But I can find out. I can ask.
All right. And I was, I looked at these, and I kind of asked you before I even put the offer in on those. There's a bunch of comps up on that road, McDonald, that was really justifying it, making it look juicy. But apparently, that 4 to 5 blocks difference makes a difference.
Yeah, down there, it's definitely, like I said, a couple blocks in any direction. You're going to get. I run my comps really tight. I'm at about a quarter mile radius typically in the city.
Yeah.
Just to be super safe. Because, quarter mile, I mean, as the crow flies, I mean, that's obviously several blocks in any direction. Yep.
Got it.
But you can't dial in less than that on the MLS, so that's usually about what I use to get the most justifiable comps.
Got it. Okay, Joe, I didn't want to waste your time, so I wanted to get back to you right away.
No, it's fair enough. I mean, like I said, this is all just a matter of like due diligence and making sure it can work for you monetarily.
Yep.
In this particular case, we may not have a lot of leg room to maneuver.
Okay. Well, I could stick with the price if he'd be willing to carry it subject to what he's got.
Like assignment, but let's take over payment.
Yeah, just take over payment, and then we can put like a performance guarantee in there and everything. I'm gonna put about $40,000 into it to fix it up.
Can you send me an email with any details? That way I can at least try to represent you correctly over to him and make sure if it's something we can do, we can try to figure it out.
Okay, cool. I will send.
Fair?
Yep, I'll send it over.
I just want to make sure I convey what you're trying to get across and show him what numbers you need to make it work.
For sure. Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Thanks, partner.
Cool. Thanks, Matt.
Bye.
See ya.
So here's the email that I sent to my agent. I did some tinkering with the numbers, and this would depend on the monthly payment of the current debt, but I could take over the payments and bring $10,000 to close. Looks like the rough budget for rehab would be right around $40,000. Still need to see the garage and inspect the roof. I'll test the waters to sell at $159,000, but I'm not super optimistic of that price, and I'll likely keep it as a rental. So that's the tentative plan. So that's the email that I sent, and this is where it ended up. It turned out that the seller didn't have the property on the multiple listing service. It was actually a wholesaler who had the property under contract. And fortunately for me, they didn't know how to do a subject to deal. So after a few conversations, he just gave it to me, along with a few other subject to deals. Now I'm still looking at those, but I definitely made a move on this one. So I had the wholesaler cancel the contract, and they let me step in and directly contract with the seller. He had a change in his financial position, and he just wanted to walk away from the thing, and he said, as long as you take over the payments, you can have it. So once in contract, I called my transaction coordinator, handed it over to her, and she kind of just took it over and did the rest, even the subject to part. She's my secret weapon, by the way. She's got special powers. But if you'd like to use her as well, I'm more than happy to share. You can find her at creativeclosers.net. She took care of the whole thing, and I got the house for free. All I had to do was just take care of the closing costs. So we start the rehab this week, and when it's all done, I'll go ahead and I'll post an update video. So this privy thing, I'm continuing to use it with my clients, and we're making more and more progress with each session that we have together. But what really attracted me to this software, so to speak, I guess it's a software, is when Mercedes and I got started, we had a formula that we would write 10 offers a day. And we knew that we'd get at least one deal out of every 100 offers that we wrote. So if we wrote 10 offers a day, that would give us 3 deals a month. And that's how we started. That's how we got into this whole thing. And we weren't doing a lot of off-market marketing. We were doing all of this on the multiple listing service. And at the time, I had my real estate license, and I would set up all of these different types of searches and all these different configurations. It was really time consuming, and you really had to comb through and go through the MLS, just like you had to look at every single detail. It was very, very, very tedious. But that's what we did, and that's how we got started. But when I saw this privy thing, it does a lot of that for you. It pulls out the investor activity in each market, shows you where all the buyers are, and it shows you what they paid for their properties. So now you know what type of discount you have to get in that market in order to go ahead and have a successful fix and flip, or how much further below that number you have to go, because if you wanted to wholesale the property, you have a market rich with as many buyers as you need. So my past experience has me seeing the opportunity here, maybe more than most people, and sometimes I even think maybe more than the people that created it. But it's brilliant, and it's why I'm probably going to stick with it. I'm absorbing it as a permanent fixture inside of my business, because it's a way that I'm seeing right now, once you have it all set up, is, you could do 2 deals a month working 2 hours a day. That's kind of the formula that I'm seeing right now. And I'm seeing my students starting to get the same type of results too. So if you want to check it out, go to epicprivy.com, take it for a test run. If you don't like it, then just tell them I didn't like it. But there's a lot of opportunity there, and that's with the on-market stuff. And now my students and I are starting to dive into the off-market opportunities that it presents as well. It's not just on-market. It's got an amazing access to the off-market stuff also. So when you get those under contract, you know you're in the right place, you know what to buy it for, and you've got massive exit strategies available to you. So that's at epicprivy.com. Go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.